Warning: this video contains talk of unrestricted internet access, incest, and NSFW stuff of fictional minors. Hear me out before you make assumptions. No real person is at risk, minor or otherwise. As the title suggests, I have a confession to make. Sorry if I sound a little nervous. I've never done anything like this before and I don't know what the reaction will be. Also, my speech might sound weird at times because there's a sore on the back of my tongue. These confessions have been weighing on me for quite a while, so I want them out in the open before anyone makes assumptions or rumors, and I need to stop running away from them. But first, here's some context. I first joined the internet when I was 11 years old and I did not have restricted internet access. I was raised by my grandparents and none of us knew the ins and outs of how said internet worked. This meant that I was exposed to porn and gore content from an early age, including that of fictional characters who were underage. Thankfully, I've never seen any actual CP, and I am not interested in finding it. That is fucking abhorrent, and I despise anyone who's like that. I do not remember most of my childhood before age 11, and it's possible that I went through some sort of sexual abuse between the ages of 3 and 6, based on other memories I have and signs that I've noticed. But I don't know for sure. It's more likely than not. And no, this is not me pulling the sympathy card. It is an explanation. I'm not comfortable explaining this aspect of my past further, especially with as little information as I have. Between the ages of 11 and 15, I was watching various YouTubers without a care in the world, and this included Onision, Shane Dawson, Yandere Dev, and Raytonisation, all of which are known for their unsavory content and their suspicious comments and behavior toward teenagers. I have since stopped watching all of them. I didn't know what pedophilia, ephebophilia, or even rape were until I learned the definitions from the internet. No one in my life bothered to teach me and keep me safe. Thankfully, as far as I know, I've never actually been groomed or preyed upon by someone online. Not personally, anyway. And I assume my social anxiety has something to do with it, as even till this day, I do not really speak with people in fandoms for any reason. For many years, I was under the impression that viewing not safe for work art of underage characters was fine because, if other people are doing it, it must be okay. And, it's just a drawing. Especially since there was, unfortunately, so much of it. Sometimes I would even see comments calling the rational person a pussy or an idiot. But no, even if you're into fictional stuff, the lust toward minors is still there, and that is not okay. It could easily snowball into something worse, and real minors would be a risk. Whenever I googled porn as a kid, this sometimes included incest too, regardless of age, as Raytana happily ships incest to this day and even defends it. Gru X Drew from Despicable Me was a big ship of mine in either 2018 or 2019, which I have also stopped shipping. Many of Raytana's audience was around my age and were indirectly groomed by her in one way or another.
I don't understand being sexually attracted to a kid. I can understand being sexually attracted to an adolescent, but that's called ephebophilia, and unlike pedophilia, it is not considered to be a mental disorder or mental problem. Basically, it all depends on what country you live in, what the age of consent is, what the legal age is, but seeing an adolescent, especially when they look like adults sometimes. I knew a girl in middle school who had the biggest boobs. You could swear she was like 16 or something, but she wasn't. She was 14. And it's okay to look at somebody who has their sexy parts and say, that person is good looking, that person is pretty, that person is sexy.
Despite her being a smaller channel, she is a dangerous fucking person and should have never had a platform. If you want to know more about her, I recommend checking out this video by Isaac Blooms. When I was 15, I was in an online relationship with someone my age. I will keep them anonymous and just refer to them as T. I don't know what name or pronouns they use, as I have not talked to them regularly since 2018, and I have no interest in ever contacting them again. I do not remember a good chunk of this relationship, but it does not excuse my actions. Whatever they were, I apologize for them. I remember sending them porn of Brian and Stewie that I had found, as I shipped those two characters at the time. I do not any longer. I can't remember if it was just once or multiple times. I remember even writing a short story, but I'm not sure if I sent it to T or not. This person even told me this stuff was wrong, but I defended it by saying that they were fictional and that T should just get over it. I didn't take them seriously since they were as young as I was, and I assumed they and just didn't know any better. Episodes like the one where Brian and Stewie were trapped in the vault further solidified my views, and there was still no adult around to tell me that it was wrong. I had to grow up and realize it for myself. My grandma rarely checked my laptop, and if she found this sort of stuff, she never brought it up. As far as I know, she never checked my phone, where I would occasionally save lewd fan art of underage Sonic and My Little Pony characters, out of interest rather than arousal. I had never been to a sex ed class and didn't even know the names of certain anatomy. Or I enjoyed the art style itself, or it was a rare ship I liked or something like that. A cousin of mine once went through my phone when I was 11 or 12. He was a bit younger than me, and told me I had, quote, weird pictures. He didn't elaborate, but I knew what he was talking about. For whatever reason, he never told on me, and I wish he had, even though it definitely would have upset me at the time. But it would have been a good thing in the long run. Remember that relationship with T? There's another thing I should mention. The scissor story. This person is female to male trans, or at least they identified as such when we were dating. I remember one night where I got pissed off at them for whatever reason, and wrote a short fanfic on Google Docs as some little stupid revenge story. I don't remember the story itself other than me stabbing scissors into, well, this person's AFAB genitalia. Like, inside. I don't even know how that's supposed to work, as I am AFAB myself. Looking back on it, I admit that behavior was fucking unhinged, and I have never done anything like that before or since, and never will again about a real person or their OCs. In fact, it's been a while since I've written intense gore in general. I should also mention that I was either transphobic or true scum at the time. I don't remember which. But I no longer have those views, and I apologize to anyone I may have hurt in the past. I'm also not the nicest person in the world. I get angry easily, and I'm manipulative without realizing it. I'm selfish and hypocritical. I can be bitchy when I don't get my way, especially if it's something I've been looking forward to. I can be greedy when it comes to gifts and money, but I'm trying to improve. I want to improve. I'm in therapy, and I've told my team about all the issues I've mentioned today. It's slow progress, but it's progress nonetheless. I'll get there eventually. I will reiterate that I no longer look up or write porn of underage fictional characters, or incest stuff. If you or someone you know has, or once had, a viewpoint about any of these topics similar to mine when I was younger, it is not okay, and I encourage you to seek professional therapy, regardless of how old you are. And I don't mean some BetterHelp shit. If you're a minor, tell the trusted adult about any bad thoughts you may have, whether it be about yourself or others. Do research on grooming and abusive behaviors so you know what to avoid. If you do not wish to support me any longer after hearing my confession, then that's okay. I hope you have a good life and find someone you like better, if you haven't already. That's all for this video. Goodbye.